welcome back to my channel and to Scrap Stash and Mayhem, where we are following along with the Curator's cabinet from Mandy over at Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors. And it's a year-long project, and that's what I'm working on. And this is my journal that I made out of an old box. And I pulled a page out. And so that's what we're going to do today. So this is all earth tones. So your browns, your beiges, your greens. And so I went on a hunt and I found a bunch of things. And I think this is Mandy's Faded Impressions kit. And I found some of the greens and whatnot in there. And so I just did this little envelope. And this is one of the pages, so I just pulled it in there just as a place to write. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So what I found, because this is still scraps and my stash, and I'm still trying to tame the mayhem. So this here is what, when I get my prescriptions, this is what I get. And this particular time I had 5 prescriptions, and I thought, you know, this kind of might work. And there's my prescription thing. So I thought what I would do is I would make it as a page, and I have this here comes from my husband's sister was an artist. And this is some leftover papers in her stuff. And so I inherited all the papers, which I'm very thankful for because that's a lot of papers. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue here and here because I'm going to make these into pockets. I have, right up until this time, I have always taken and thrown these out. Well, shredded them and threw them out. And they were sitting on my table here, and I thought, you know what, this could work. So there's pocket number 1, like so, and then this one is going to be pocket number 2. So we're going to take this and do the same thing. Sure we are. There we go. There we go. And we're just going to glue that down there like that. Okay, and then I just thought with these pages, I'm just going to take and glue them right in here. And I don't know, I think this glue, you know what? I think I'm going to use a glue stick, because I think this paper will buckle with the wet glue. So what I might do is this and then spread it with the glue stick. That will work. That'll work. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Okay, there we go. Good amount of glue. There we go. Okay. There we go. I can see we'll have to do a little trimming, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Maybe we should trim this one first before we put the other one on there, just in case. And this. And go. So I am in the process of rounding up some prizes because we are celebrating, I am celebrating, you and I are celebrating 1,000 subscribers. So keep your eyes open for further information, probably coming within the next week or so. I think we'll begin maybe March 1st. That gives me some time and you some time, and you know. But we will have some giveaways. Oops, yeah. We'll have some giveaways, and I know who my 1,000th subscriber is. So there's going to be a little special present for her. There we go. And I think I'm going to, I see this is crooked, very crooked, but I don't want that this way, I want it this way. So we're going to take crooked and all, and we're just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. There we go. And two more. There we go. If I keep my bottle on the side, then it doesn't seem to take quite as long to get it back down. Saves a little bit of time in my eyes. There goes Nugget. I don't care if it's not on there perfectly. It's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And we had our Messy Church Valentine's Day brown bag lunch bag swap. That was so nice. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I would do that again. Okay, so let's go. So we need to trim this. Do we have to? Let's see. I kind of don't mind that ratty tatty there. Let's see. Is the one that we're gluing down in place? No, it's not. Okay, well then maybe we should trim that. If we were gluing it down in place, I would say no, we won't trim it. Okay. This goes on this side. All right, so I am going to just build a little bit of a lacy thing here. We're going to say, let's do, not lacy. It's not going to be lacy, but it's going to be papers. And let's say we're going to do this. And then let's say we're going to do, we don't want a straight edge. We want it to be kind of torn. And then this one we're going to tear. And I got rid of all the leftover book pages. I have no book pages sitting on my desk. Otherwise I'd use a little bit of book page, but that's okay. I'm just going to ink up these. I am trying really hard in my makes to use my scraps as I go so I don't get overwhelmed with scraps. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. Okay. So I'm going to take and glue these together like this. Go. And I'm just going to put this, I think right about like so, I think, okay? We want to leave some of it. I think I think I've moved my thing here. Okay. And we're just going to do an edge here, like so. And I'm just going to do right like that. Okay. Let's do some inking before we get too crazy. Oops. Yeah, that's not, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And we're just going to ink up the edges here. Well, that's not going to matter too much because of what we're going to do on the front there. Now, I am debating, I think what we're going to do on these sides is I think we're going to cut a notch in there. I think that's what we should do. And that way it's still, oh yeah, we got to really ink this side. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. I'm not afraid. We have scraps to use. So this one here, we're going to glue it completely down. And we don't need a notch or anything in this one. Okay. I'm going to get my, I'm going to get my whale tail punch. Like so. Okay. We want this one. This is our first, I see I gotta glue some down there. But this is our pocket here that we created. Yep. Okay, so we're just going to go about like so, maybe about, oh, should we alter them? Yeah, let's do that. Let's put one a little higher than the other one. And then this one can be over here. Like around in here somewhere. Okay. Not fair. It doesn't want to go. So we're just going to ink these up a bit. Okay, and let's give this a little ink in there. We don't want that stark white showing. And maybe this one too. Let's see. I need to do. Okay. That's that right off of here. Don't want anything holding it back. Okay. And what's this here? But there, yeah. I'll cut that off. Okay. So we have everything inked. We have our pockets in here. Let's glue this in. I'm going to take this off of here now. Put the lid on there. We don't need that one anymore. And this one here, I'm going to just take in lots of glue. just going to place it right about in the middle here, like so. Okay, now the fun part. So I was doing April Storm paper. She, in her group, she has got these little freebies here. She has a challenge going on right now as well. I will leave the link to her group in the description of this video, just in case you'd like to check it out. She has some beautiful designs, and I think if you wanted to play along in her challenges, she would like that. So I don't want the glue on that bottom ribbon. There we go. Get that off of there. Get that off of there. Now, let's make sure that this, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, get over there. Here, we want you over there. Just a smidge. Oops, and we want you down here. There we go. Because we can do you just like so. You don't have to be way up there. And keep our thing open here. We want to get rid of that. The glue, we don't want that glue on there. There we go. And we're going to ink this. There we go. And it just looks like it's part of. It's not a white piece. Okay, so there we go. All right, let's see. We still have these scraps here. So let's take some of these scraps and just like on this bottom here, we got a smaller one. Let's take this. Let's take this and just put this writing in here. Just like so. Get up a bit. There we go. And I think we'll put that right about there. Could have carried that over a little bit longer, but I didn't. Okay, we're just going to do like so. Just do like so. I'm going to put you right there, and that's going to just go like that. And I could have taken that over, but for some reason I chose not to. Beyond me, but that's okay. We'll put something there. I might not have anything right at this second, but I will find something. I will. And we can leave that one. And this one looks like it has one already, so maybe we should, because we're using up our scraps and we still have this big scrap, let's do this. And we will take it the full. And you just rip some off, but that's okay. I don't mind that. And we'll take this like this, and I think we're going to take that like so. There we go. Like that. And we have one here, so let's put something up here. Why not? Why not? And maybe we'll just do use up those scraps. And I guess, make sure, 1, 2, 3, yeah, okay. This is getting pretty thick in here. But it's still a pocket, like we planned. Yep, writing space. We got one on the bottom there. I think that's good. That's good, okay. Enough of the scraps. I think I can give myself permission to throw those out. Okay, so let's start stuffing this. So this is some things that I found in my stash that I have had for a very long time, but I thought it's light enough on the back that you can write on it. So we have that. And then this here is one of the challenges that I did for this week in her group, and I used some of the freebies, and this is a snippet that I did for another one of her challenges. So let's put that in here in pocket number 1, if it'll fit. Drum roll, please. There we go. Get in there. Oh, that looks pretty. I like that hanging over like that. Okay. And then pocket number 2, I have this one, which is something that I did. Again, my snippet roll. And then just another correspondence is the challenge. So it was postcards. Now, I'm not going to worry that that doesn't have a frilly edge on it, because the first one does. There we go. So there is my make, and I thought what I would do with this one, and it's not going to happen, but I thought what I would do, I would put it over here, and it could be like a hold that down, but that's going to be way too thick. Even if I did glue this in, that's way too thick. It's too much. So we'll save that for another day. And I gotta put something on there, but I don't know what we're doing yet, so I'm just going to put this one in here. And I think, because I'm still working on this page, I'm just going to put it right at the very start of this one. Stick it in there, and there we go. So another page done in this 365-day journal. I'm really excited about this. I'm really looking forward to this. I think that looks really nice too. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. I still haven't got any beads on here or anything. I'm still working on that. I'm still thinking on that. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.